trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, folks, we're going to take a look here at the NASDAQ. As you can see, it's making new lows on the day right now. There are two major patterns up here at 25,100 going back quite far away. Now, the Dow Jones has gone past anybody's wildest dreams. If we take a look at this, we're going to bring it up here and show this on the long-term daily. And look where we are, folks. We've gone way above these levels right up in here. Now, the Russell, well, I'll cover that one next. But that's what we're watching here in the Dow Jones. I haven't done any of these because I'm watching basically the NASDAQ and the S&P. But as you just get rid of that because you see that stopped, okay? So now the pullback right here, this should be something interesting. From the low, this is a daily chart. Now you can see we came and stopped right almost exactly. We came down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 days and stopped exactly at the 382 of that number right there. So we can get rid of that. That is complete. So we know from this high to this high, it stopped right at the 382. And boys and girls, look what we just hit. We hit the 1.618 expansion since the low on August the 4th. And that was a big low. You remember that? That was the market had been down 8 days. So this tells me, folks, that by golly, this is where the fat lady, can't say that. That's not good. But there's your number right there. It hit. So I would be selling right now 4.7. It's 2.5. The high has been 4.7341. I think that's what has been the high. 4.7. The high has been 4.7323. 323. So it's within 80 points of that. But that should be it. And also there's another smaller one right there. If we look at the 4-hour chart. This is all new to me, folks. I'll tell you, there it is. Oh, there, I did this morning on the radio show, on the video. I said I had a strong probability of getting up to this level, but of course it went right up to that level. So boy, this has got a lot of stuff. You got to be short, folks. Put a stop above the high, but boy, that looks really good for two reasons. If you look at the Russell, you can see the Russell did make a new high from the run, but made a high by 2 points. Now, there was your 382 pullback this morning in the Russell, just like we had in the Dow. But if you look at this on the long-term daily, you'll see all we did was take this out by 2 points. And this is where we are now. So anyway, we're over a major stuff here, but we've been over so many times it really doesn't make any difference. Now, folks, I am operating out of a little bit of pressure today, not pressure to the trading and stuff like that. But I should tell you the story because it's affecting me, my show and everything else. And, I've been helping this young man from foreign country, working over there in another foreign country. And he's got a chance. He's only 22 to do some really good things. He's never traded before. You're not interested in that. Let's just look at this other stuff. I see something here that I really want to look at. Anyway, he's going to be okay. He made a really bad mistake today, and he's really shook up, and I'm trying to help him because I said, crying out loud, so you don't know what a mistake is. Just a second. Let me draw this in right. I should stick with ABCD and forget everything else. There's your ABCD. You can see right up here, we took this high out by 2 points, and now we're at 10 points under that. But that may or may not mean anything. What tells you what your risk is, okay? That's the main thing. All right, let's move on, and we'll cover some other stuff. Our favorite trade that we have on right now, and we'll get this up here and take a quick look at it, is the euro. And that is the you can see here, we had a 135 pattern here today, 135 right there, okay? And I recommended that's probably good. The stop was right above here. So that's okay. Now remember, we sold it here And then we had the ABCD. This was on the air yesterday when we were talking about it. There was your ABCD to the downside. We stayed at the 382 for quite a bit, and then we went up, and there was a report today. That's what caused that. We got up to there. There might have been another ABCD right at that spot, and we'll see. Oh, my goodness, ABCD just about wherever you see it, okay? All right, so that's pretty much it. Let's get this out of the way here. I'm going to be doing live trading next Friday, and it will be quite exciting, I think. Even Tom Hugard, I'm going to be in the same, he might come in, but don't expect it because he's very busy and all that stuff. So anyway, that's moving on. Let's get over here and take a look at the S&P. Here's something else that I wanted to mention. Okay, last night, okay, we did not make this number right here. Okay, you see it did not make that. And then this morning, you'll notice the low. There's your low on the first. Okay, the low on the third was an exact 382 this morning. Just, do you think these guys don't know these numbers? There's where it stopped right there, exactly at the 382. And we had not made this high. We went here and we dropped. That was yesterday's. I'm sorry, folks. This is today's. They did the same thing. I'm going to blow it up so we can see it, and I'll get this up here. I got this other thing on my mind, and I'm going to get it off my chest and forget about it. There was yesterday's 382. There was today's 382. Okay, we did go up and make the number 4792. We actually hit 68, the round number of 6,800 in the S&P. And since that time, we dropped from 6,800. We came all the way down to 67.76. It hasn't really done very much. All it's done today is go to a smaller time frame. You'll see it stopped exactly at the 61% retracement on the way down. There it is right there. Okay, a little bit below it, but there it is. Now we're rallying back. There's your ABCDs on the upside. A, B, C, D. You know, and here's your 382. Another 382 retracement is right here. So pay attention to these folks because they don't work all the time, but they work most of the time. And speaking of that, we've got a situation happening in another market. All of these things are coming together on a lot of different markets, folks. Bonds, currencies, gold, and I think it's because there's a big cycle up in here, but then that's a sophisticated you-know-what guess. Anyway, here's where we were. And yesterday from the 3rd, okay, your pullback, let's just clean all this out so we can all see it together. For those of you that are listening for the first time, there was your low back here at 38.60. You come, hold on, you got to get the little machine working the right way there. And you'll come in, and there was your 382, just a minute here. Went $4 below the 382. Then you made another low today. Now, what are the odds that that would be exactly 382 of the low yesterday, the overnight low yesterday? What would the odds of that be? Let's just look. From your low here to your high there, and there it is. Well, it goes below it by how much? Let's see, 65. It goes $5 lower, and then it goes up and makes a new high on the run. See, today we made a new high. No, it made a new high for the day. That's all it is. I'm going to give you my 2 cents worth on this gold. Okay. Now, first of all, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get the daily. I think it's the 4-hour or the daily. Which one am I working on? This is the one. Okay. Here's where we are. This is where we are. Now, we've been here now for almost a week. Our target on this big pattern right here, going back to the 18th, we pulled back to the 382 right here. That target is 39.13. The high on this day was 39.22, and the high on this day was 39.23, and the high today is what? 39.16.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Okay, folks, what I'm trying to show you here that we've been up for 7 weeks in a row, which is quite unusual. That from back here in October or September, we were up 7 weeks, and we've completed all the weekly pattern up here from this low, the pullback here right at the 30, just a little below the 382 level. There's your 39.13 here, but 1, 2, 3 times we've been here. Now we might take this out by just a little bit, but I think that's all it's going to do. I think there's a chance that we're making a pretty good top here in the gold market, but I'm not giving an indication. If you're long, physical gold and you need to cover it, then I would say, yeah, do that. But if you're looking at spec, you want to wait a little bit because we still could make this 39.18 and take these stops out by just a little bit. And if we go above that triple top, if we go above that triple top, you could be looking at something, even much, much higher, way up in this area right here. But that's what I think we're looking at, but we have to wait. Since we're talking about that, let's take a quick look at the silver market because it continues to make new highs, I believe. Someone pointed that out to me earlier this morning. And we'll get this up here and take a quick look at it right here. Hold on. Hopefully, if I can find it, we're going to take a look at silver. And then also, we're going to take a look at platinum. And even though platinum is, well, they don't trade it like they used to. Boy, look at that. We've had an outside day today in silver. Boy, look at the difference between the silver and the gold, folks. I mean, look at this. Gold's been here for 3 days, and silver's busting into new high ground. We're almost at $50, folks. Let's go back to a long time ago, 2011. All right. Well, there it is. We're still going higher. 2011, here's where we were. It was August 2011, and the market was trading at $50 per ounce. From $50 an ounce, it went down to $12 an ounce. Now, this was a straight-up move, and this is a straight-up move. Well, maybe things will repeat sometime in the future, but we'll have to wait and see. I see no reason to be short silver today. Just looking at this on a daily chart, you can see here, we actually opened lower than yesterday's low, and we've rallied $1.50. We're trading $7,500 up from that level. Now, I know these are small ABCDs, but they still count. So let's just look at it right here, from your high here to this level right here, and you'll see we're coming in at around $48, and here's where we are right now. If this is in fact valid, but it's only a 20%. It's not even 382. So maybe that's okay. Maybe it's not. That's why I'm saying just be looking. That's all I'm saying. When you got everybody on one side of the market, things can get a little rocky. So just be careful if you're long this stuff, and don't want to see anybody get hurt too badly. But you're not getting hurt if you're long, because all you got to do is put your stop below today's low, and then you'd be in pretty good shape. Well, if it happens, it's going to give you a pretty good chance to make a couple of bucks. But right now, I don't see any reason for that. We're close. You can see the gold is different. Let me just get that up here one more time to show. And gold has been the leader. Okay. See, we haven't made a high since 2-3 days ago. Yesterday was lower. Today's lower. What do we do in silver? We're way up in here. That's a big difference. So let's look at platinum. Okay, let's get up here and take a quick look at platinum. There's platinum right here. What we're going to do now is we're going to look at this first on the daily chart. Let's see if it's making new high. Oh, my goodness. Platinum is on a run. Here's platinum. Wow, it's almost half the price of gold. Well, not quite half the price of gold. It used to be twice the price of gold, but that's not that happening anymore. Now, this is the long-term daily. I don't trade platinum at all, but this is where we are. We're almost at the exact 1.618 of this whole swing. Okay, and just a second. I can't take that message right now. I'm going to bring this up here. Refresh daily. Hold on just a second here. I'll just do maximum. That'll be good enough. Yeah, see, we haven't made new highs in the platinum. That's also a potential, okay? Now, this last move here, I'll do it for the technical part. I don't trade platinum, but we do have one other ABCD here, right here. There's an ABCD right there, okay? Now, we know we have a gap and everything, so we have to expand that by 1.27, and we'll come up here and take a look at this, 1.27, and you'll see that'll get us pretty close to where the high is, and somewhere around the 1700 level in platinum. So this may or may not be a thing, but we're really close to see. There's your 1.618 at 1659. This one was 1655. So that's enough to be a little scary too. So just be. I wouldn't buy any new silver or gold here, but I'd certainly be careful. All right. Let's get this out of the way, and we'll get this out of the way now. And we want to move over to the soybean meal, which has been doing pretty good for us. At the time, it didn't look like it had any choice, but there was the ABCD on the daily right down. Now let's get the daily up there so everybody can see we're preparing popsicles and oranges. There's where we are now. Today's high was almost exactly 0.618 of that high right there. That's all that was. It's 1, 2, 3 days up. And so one of the trades that I recommended today is that we bought it down in here. You made a little over $1,000 on the run, and so I actually said to exit around 800, and it'll look to buy it on a pullback. We have a really strong run here like this, and all we're going to do now is go down to the 13 minutes, good enough. But there was your low the other day. Okay, now all we're going to do now is try to buy the meal here on a pullback. It won't be today, but in a few days, we should get back down to this level right here. And that should be really good support, because look at the hourly chart and you'll see how strong it is. They caught some people, proverbial got with their pants down, and now that's what we're watching here right now. As you see this setting here right now, okay, you'll see that we had this level here. So that comes in at 277. So on Monday or Sunday night, that's what I'd be watching for. 277. I'd be looking to be a buyer of that thing. I think we've made a major turn here in the soybean meal. Now let's take a quick look at we're going to cover the currencies and the bonds when we come back from the break for folks, but let's take a look at the one thing at a time, the wheat. We want to get up to the wheat here because it's finally had a little bit of a pullback here today. And here's where we are. This is the daily on this. Get this up here. And as you can see here, we had a nice run here for a couple days, and now we're backing off a little bit. Let's go to the hourly so we can see the patterns unfold. Okay, now there was your big move here. Then we rallied up to right there. All right. Now we want to see the thing back off just a little bit here in the wheat. That's what we'd like to see. See the December wheat back off to about the 61% retracement up into this area. Right about here, right around 512 is what I would be watching. Now, I haven't looked at soybean oil for quite some time, and that has treated us extremely well. I haven't looked at it, but we're going to look at it right now and see if it's getting ready for a pretty big pattern. Okay, now here's where we are on the this is new crop soybean meal. And believe me, folks, they're going to be harvesting that puppy here anytime now. So that'll be, but there's your well, this is drawn wrong from an old days. Let's get this out of the way. See, when you're coming down, like, see, there's where we bought it. And so that was when we had a trading day on the 10th. We were in that whole thing. We said to cover it right here. That was a 1, 3, 5 pattern. Remember, there's 1, 3, and 5. That means you're trading with the trend to the downside. That's exactly what we were. I didn't go short. I booted myself in the rear end for not selling it up here because that had actually more than the wind did. And now you're seeing we're coming down right here.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey. Because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors. This portion of Trade What You See is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Okay, this is soybean oil, folks, and as you can see here, we've been in a real quiet range here for 7 days. That is not a good pattern. There's no breakout to the upside, no breakout to the downside, but you're in a downtrend, and there's got the 50% level setting in here. So and remember, we're in the harvesting part of the soybean, so there could be some harvesting pressure. What it's going to need is some buying from that'll absorb that, but we'll not, that's fundamental stuff. Let's get into something that you folks are interested in. That's the Treasury bonds. We talked about a short. If you'll remember, mathematics precedes geometry. We had an order setting here at 117.16. Two people told me they got filled, but a lot of people said they didn't, so I can't count that as a trade, but it went exactly to the number. Well, 1 point off, that's where our fill was supposed to be, but if you had to see, it was in there for an hour, and it stayed there. And if you had the order setting in there early, you would have got filled because it goes in order. But if you didn't, you can't count it because not everybody got it. If you go to 17, then you got a fill, but then you didn't. Now, the low today, okay, we're going to go see what the low today was. From the high that we made, the low that we made right here, to that high right there, you can see the low came in exactly at the 382. Now, that has a potential to even be actually relatively construction. But there again, that's that number that they look at. That's going way back to the 25th of September, folks. It held that low. Now, how did it know that? If you looked at it from the low that we made right back here, you'll see that low, that one came in at the 50% level. So you had two numbers right there. The guys on Wall Street, they're aware of those numbers, and that's why you see them bounce off these levels quite a bit. Let me get this bean oil out of the way. Okay, let's take a look at that thing in the stock market that I looked at to see if it's doing anything that I think it's going to be doing. Let's just see, because sometimes these things don't work. That silver's out of the way here, and here is the YM. And let's get it up here. That was the 4. I think we were looking at a little bit smaller time frame. Let's see where we are. Yeah, there it is. It's come down. There was your number right there. It's come down just a tiny little bit, not very much. The high there was 4332, and now it's right in here, down nothing actually. But we get above here, totally wrong. So you won't have to risk very much if in fact it is correct. All right. So we'll get that out of the way. We'll get the wheat out of the way because we don't need to talk about that. And we've got the meal coming down. That's good. And hold on. We'll see what's going on. I can't really answer that phone, so let me turn that off. And then we'll take a look at other things here. Okay, let's get up here. Let me get my sheet straight here, folks, so that I make sure I don't miss it. Well, I've taken something off the board. Now, the Russell started to sell off a little bit more. You can see this is the daily. Get the smaller time frame up there. There's where we're maxing a little ABCD here. Russell actually broke the 382 for the first time, folks. Just a little while ago at 04, whether that means much, but that's just nothing more than an ABCD. I mean, that's all this is on the Russell. So it's still early. It's only 10:30. We got a couple more hours to go, but that's what we're watching here as we're looking at the NASDAQ has continued to come down. You see it's made lower lows, bouncing a little bit right now. Let's see, the stop and P has come back quite a bit here from the high. Get it up and take a look at it right here. And that's what you can see. We went up to that level, and now we're come down pretty good. Having some pretty good swings in here. You can see we came all the way down, and we had a pretty big rally here. Let's see where it went to. Looks like right at the 618. And there it is right there. And that means we're going to be looking at new lows being made here, because that would tell us that we're looking at an ABCD here to the downside. And that would take us into new low ground. For the day, that's down about 10, 15 points from where we are right now, but that's pretty much it. And let me see. Okay, those are the main things that we're watching so far. So let's move on and talk about some currencies. We've already talked about the euro. Well, I don't think we did talk about it. Yes, we did talk about the euro because I showed the 135 pattern. Let's look at the British pound. Now, this is the trade that the young man had on this morning, and I will go through it because he was short, and we'll get up here. It was his very first trade ever, folks, okay? All right, here's where it is right now. This is where he was this morning. Okay, now this is yesterday's and today's action. So we're going to get up to a smaller time frame. Okay, now what he did this morning was he sold this he sold this high right here, okay? Now, and that looked pretty good, right? There's your Friday high right there, okay? And then there's where it came down to right there, okay? What he didn't do, though, is he didn't calculate what that low was. And if that looked at the low, you'll see it stopped almost exactly at 382, plus it was right at the AB equals CD. Well, no, it wasn't either. It was just right at the 382. So he didn't do that. He had a $25,000 profit in it at that time. And then instead of placing his stop at break even like that, he risked the total amount, which was right up here. That's where he got stopped out. So he lost $25,000 on a trade that he could have made $25,000. And that's why he was so upset, because it was his first trade ever. And I've made so many trades through the years, folks. I don't even remember the emotional ones that, I will remember one, but I'll do that when we come back from the break. That was done in 1980 in Hong Kong. I'll cover it when we get back. But this is nothing more than a trading error, and it's his first trade ever. So I told him, I said, shake it off. You're going to have lots of those. Don't even worry about it. And believe me, I said, he ended up losing $19,000, and I said, $19,000 on $1 million is nothing. So make that up in an easy amount. So that's what we're watching here as we're looking at some of these things here unfold here this morning. Okay, let's get over here and take a quick look here at the Japanese yen. That's another one. Oh, I got to cover the Hong Kong index too, because I'm getting a lot of flack about that one. Okay, here's the Japanese yen, and I think the dollar has been backing off quite a bit. Looks like we hit some pretty good support here today or yesterday. Let's clean this out a little bit. All right. Okay, we had remember, this was a 786. We talked about that just a few days ago. Went right up to it, and right spot on the money. And they could stay there 2 days to get short. Then you come all the way down, and where did you go to? You'll never guess. Yes, right there at the old almost exact 786, within a few pips. And look what's happened today. So you see that little bounce right here? 5 will get you 10. That was 382. So let's move over here and get a 13-minute chart so we can see the whole thing. And that goes back to there, because that's what we want to be watching, okay? So let's see if that was a 382 off of that move right there. The 382 came in right here, then it went above it to the 50%, and here's where we are right now. Now we're bouncing back up. It's still in a downtrend, folks, so I still think we're headed down in the Japanese yen. And someone asked something about the Canadian dollar, because it looked like the Canadian was trying to head lower. So I haven't looked, but I'll bring it up here to see if I'm correct.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Okay, folks, now is the time we're going to talk about a couple of stocks. Since we had that new high in the Dow Jones, I was thinking we'd probably look at a lot of different ones, but I don't know if that's going to be the right idea or do it or not. But let's do the ones that we usually do. The first one will be Tesla because it had a big reversal from yesterday. I probably had a little bit of a bounce today because it was oversold on a one-day basis for sure. Going from 70 down to 35 in one day is quite a bit. So let's get Tesla up right here, put the hourly up, and we'll see if it had a bounce today. Nope, it didn't have a bounce. It's still dropping. Now it's down to 20. Boy, that doesn't look too bad, does it? Folks, this is an interesting story here because this is yesterday, okay, in the thing. And of course, I was visiting friends here in Palm Springs. I was in Vegas yesterday, and yesterday we had this level here, and I said, well, it shouldn't get much above 1.618, and the guy had 300 shares, and he sold them at 68, and look where it is now. So he was a happy camper. Now, it's been straight down. It hasn't really done very much. I don't know if that means anything in the long term, but this was a long-term yearly high, and expended quite a bit. I should probably expend the 127 level here to get it closer to that. And by the way, 300 shares of Tesla is a small, went exactly to the right number, is a small part of his portfolio. He was a customer of mine at Drexel for many years, and I was trying to give him some help domestically about his son who wanted to go into a different type of a business than I thought he should. And so he spent a couple days, working together. And I think he's going to try to become a stockbroker. And I said, that's probably a good thing to be. All right, let's move on over here. And we'll get back here for just a second. We want to take a look at Apple. I don't know if Apple made it above the 257 level because that was the long-term, a picture in that one. Let's see where we are. And nope. We had a big run here for hourly today. Look at this. We went, I can't tell which was first. This had to be first because we're still up here. Yeah, there was the high. 258 was a number, and I think 257 on the long-term weekly on the Apple was correct. There, 260. Oh, we have a new high in the week this week. So that would have been at 257.30. So we did make a new high. This old high was 258.60. So we've got some major new highs coming up into that area. Okay, now the next thing we're going to take a look at is someone asked a question about our good old friend. We'll get it up here. Caterpillar. And then we also want to look at Boeing. We had a question about Boeing. Look at, Caterpillar. Boy, there's one of the reasons why the Dow Jones is up. Holy moly, guacamole. This is a big move here, Caterpillar. Yeah, look at this. This is busted out big time on the weekly basis. There's where we are on Caterpillar. Well, since it's this high, let's look at the weekly. We might be right at something. Oh, my goodness, look at this. See it held for so long, and look what's happened the last few weeks. It's exploded to the upside. So we got a brand new pattern up here, and that's still going to be a 3 drive, but it's going to be from a much, much higher level. There's your high right here. It's a wrong one there. There's your high. Shut the front door and raise the rent. There's drive 1, drive 2, drive 3. Is that 168? 2.618, and this is 1.618. Well, 1.57 is almost exactly 1.618. So we'll bring that up here, and you can see that comes within, see the high should have been 12, and so far it's been 5. We're right on the highs right now in Caterpillar. Okay, now we had a couple others here in the stocks. I appreciate the information you guys sent. Is Disney. This stock has never done very well, and I don't know if it's still not doing very well. It's still going lower. This is a 60-minute. This stock market's going crazy to the upside for the last month, and this one's going down. That's not a good sign, folks. Put the daily up right here. You want to sell the strongest and buy the weakest. Boy, look at this. We had a beautiful pattern right here. It's supposed to be at the 382, but we didn't go anywhere, and now it's coming down. Let's look at this right here on this hourly chart, because I'll bet you that was a 382 retracement. Let's just look. All right, we'll go back to where the high was made, which was right back here, and we'll see if that was a high. Ooh, it looks like it's 50%. Let's see. Yep, it's a 50% one. And then we have another one here doing nothing. So, folks, if you're in stocks that are not going up, that's not a good thing to do, because if you got a market that's broadly based like this one and things going crazy, you ought to think about actually coming in and lightening up, because when the market drops, the bad stocks are going to go down faster than the good stocks. That's that's an old proverb. Well, we're starting to get a little movement here down. Now, in the Dow Jones, you can see it's dropped, it's dropped 200 points since I've been on the air. Okay, let's move over here, and we have 2 other stocks, and then we'll get back to some other questions. This one is Goldman Sachs, and let's see how Goldman Sachs is doing. Goldman Sachs is actually up on a day, but you'll see here, we'll just clear this out. We had a high back here in Goldman Sachs at 825. And then today, all we're doing from that is we're coming down, and we made a 382 retracement on that high right there. Okay, there was your A, B, C, D to the downside, and here's where we are. Now, on the long-term weekly, this thing shattered anything I was looking at. I thought it was 762, and we came all the way up to 825 was the high. So some of these levels that we've seen are monsters, to say the least, but that's neither, that's what we're looking at as we're watching some of these things here unfold. Let's get rid of them now, and then we're going to get back. And someone asked, we only got 2 minutes left to go in the show. I hope that's Bitcoin, because I don't know what it is, but it's here. Oh, yeah, it must be. Yeah, this must be. It is iShares for Bitcoin, okay? And this is 60-minute. Let's take a look at it on the daily. I know Bitcoin's been rallying like, oh, my God, that's got to be refreshed. Hold on. Yeah, there it is. It's had a pretty big move here off the bottom, and Bitcoin must be making pretty close to new highs. I haven't checked it recently, but have to check it over the weekend for sure. Going to do that in the newsletter to take a quick look at it. All right, what other one we had? Where is that stock that he's asking about? Lilly, there it is, right there. My old Eli Lilly and something. Well, I had some shares of that for quite a while, but I sold them long before they took off for the upside. Okay, now here's Lilly on a long term. We're having a pretty good rally today, or whatever it is. Let's move on here. Refresh for the last. We've had a nice rally here the last few days. We are back basically on Lilly. This is a bearish chart, folks, because you have a 135 pattern. You're right at the 61% level. There's your 1, there's your 3, there's your 5, and you're almost at the ABCD. So I would take that. Not too good. Now, also, Alibaba, someone asked me to check about that because we had a really big number in Alibaba yesterday, and we'll get it up here so you can see it here. Alibaba, that's old Jack Ma. All right. Jack Ma is the only person I met has never had a French fry. I'm just joking, but let's get up here and look at the weekly. He's just so skinny, I can't believe it. All right, there, it's doing the same thing as yesterday, really not doing much. It stopped right at the 618. All right, we're going to take a break, folks. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, folks, several people texted me and say, what are you looking at up here at the Dow? And because it's dropped 300 points since I talked, and believe me, there ain't people to listen to me. Anyway, all I was looking at, folks, was this range that we had here, okay? Multiply it times 1.618, and it takes you right to there. This is when it was going up. You had C4207. We went another 100 points higher right at that level, and that's when it hit that. It should have stopped right there. Now, I missed something on this, and you'll see from this high, this low right here, that was a 3-day low. You move that one in. This might have been right up at a same level. There it is right there. See, that had a double numbers up here. That's why it was so very important. And now you can see we're backing off. The Russell has given up quite a bit of it. It's up still a little bit, but not like it was before. If I can just find the darn thing. Let's see if we can find it here somewhere. I don't know if we can or not. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm getting ready to go off the air. Hold on a second. We'll get there. It is right here. Yeah, see, we're already down to 90 now. That's, here's where we opened right here. That was up just a little bit. Now there's where we are right now. What we should do is to check to see if that's a 382 off of this number right here. Let's just double check. There's your low right here, which is the low yesterday, to the high right there. And there was your 382. We just stopped there, just right there. 2488. Start getting below that. You got a chance with 2 hours to go. You got a chance for some type of reversal if you can get below that. But there was your 382 off the previous day's low, just like it did on the other previous day low. So that's what we're watching, boys and girls. So live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless. And we'll see you Monday. And hope you get a chance to read the letter, and may take care of some of your friends that are not doing as well as you are, and you'll always be a happier camper. So we'll see you on the flip side on Monday, folks. May God bless.